This is Lisa from Mobile Tech Review, and this is the Sony Ericsson Xperia X1a. This is the US model that's available in Sony Style stores and in Best Buy, and it has US 3G on AT&T's 3G bands, and it's quad-band GSM that works with any GSM provider. Looks like a normal slate phone from the front, and it looks like a camera from the back. This is a 3.2 megapixel autofocus lens camera with a flash, LED flash, takes good pictures. It's slim, it's got a stainless steel finish, very, very high build quality. Very small buttons. This is the volume rocker, for example, right here. And on this side, you have the USB port, and the stylus comes out from the back here. There's a 3.5mm standard stereo headphone jack up the top, and this is the power button. What's cool about the phone, there's many cool things about this phone actually, but the coolest thing about the phone is probably the slide-out keyboard. It automatically switches to landscape view when you open the slider. This does not have an accelerometer, so you either go into settings to switch the display to landscape, or you open the keyboard and it'll automatically do that. Again, this is a beautiful metal stainless steel finish. And the silver buttons are attractive. They don't have much travel. It's not a terrible keyboard, but it's not exactly the best. And from the side, it has a now famous Sony Ericsson Xperia ARC. There's no play, there's no wobble. Very good build quality. The front buttons are also very small. This is your call send button, your call end button. Press and hold that to lock the device. Lock it for accidental key presses. There's an OK button here, the standard Windows Mobile OK button. And this one controls the panels, which we're going to take a look at now. Now we'll take a look at the Sony Ericsson panels on the Xperia. This is an 800 by 480 display, 3 inches diagonally across, so we've got a lot of room to work with for these panels. Press the panel button to bring up the selection of installed panels. You can download and install more panels, and you can also remove ones that you don't like, which makes it a little bit more exciting than Samsung's TouchWiz UI, where the widgets are pretty much fixed. So we started with the standard today's screen, and then we have the Sony Ericsson enhanced one. Each of these is launching its own user interface shell with a few exceptions, so it's going to take some time to switch between these. Given that, it's not that bad. I mean, you can launch SPB Mobile Shell in 2 seconds or less as a panel. Pretty impressive. So this is their enhanced Today Screen panel. It gives you the calendar. This is configurable. The weather, if you'd like to have that up here. Wireless controls, your appointments, and some quick launch application icons down here. That one's pretty handy. And to get out of a panel, you just hit the panel button again. There's one that's just devoted to Google search for real quick lookups, as well as shortcuts to Google Maps, Gmail, Calendar, and Google Photos. That one's faster because it's really not a shell on top of the whole interface. Likewise, Facebook is relatively fast other than the time it takes to log in and download your friends. And here it's logging into Facebook, puts my picture at the center and all my friends bouncing around. If I want to see their status, I just tap on their face. If they have no new status since the last time I looked, then their face is kind of grayed out, so you know there's no point to taking a look to see what's going on for them. So you get a little scrolling status of the last thing that the person said on Facebook. Here's SPB Mobile Shell, which is a free panel that you can download. And it's your SPB Mobile Shell interface with the big finger-friendly icons for commonly used tasks. And there's even a photo speed dial, which is handy since there's no voice dialing on this. You can install Microsoft Voice Command. It works just fine on it, but it doesn't come with anything out of the box. I'll exit out of that. And then there's Sony Ericsson's media player, which looks a lot like the one you'll see in some of the Walkman phones and the Sony PSP. It's got pictures, music, and videos. So if you just want to listen to music, you can leave this panel running. And this one is Sony Ericsson's 3D goldfish panel, which looks like nothing but eye candy, but actually it's functional. When the fish changes color from black to red, then you know you only have 10% battery left, for example. Another fish will change color to indicate whether you have a message, and if a fourth fish appears, it means that you've missed a phone call. And the fish will follow your finger. All of these panels work in landscape as well as portrait mode. And last, we'll take a look at this panel, which is just a big clock with a couple of appointments and some handy shortcuts to your wireless features. And this one has a world clock on it, so you can keep track of 2 times. And this is the Sony Ericsson showing off. You can have your panels like so instead. It's really not functional, but just kind of eye candy. And if you want to edit your panels, you just hit the little button down there, and then you can remove or set settings for any of the panels that you wish. Let's go back to the grid view. Flip it like so. So the speed's actually very decent given what it's doing. Some couple of features for those of you who aren't familiar with the device. This has a 528 megahertz processor. It's Windows Mobile 6.1 Professional underneath. Again, the 800 by 480 pixel display, the highest resolution displays you're going to find on a Windows Mobile PDA phone. Only the Touch HD reaches that resolution. 3.2 megapixel autofocus camera. This has a GPS inside that works with Google Maps and with third-party mapping applications like Copilot. And it has Wi-Fi as well as Bluetooth 2.0 with EDR. And that's the Sony Ericsson Xperia X1a from Mobile Tech Review.